All right, wasn't that cool? Yeah, I was gonna let it run for a whole 2 minutes, but 2 minutes is a long damn time if you're waiting, right? If you're waiting to get something started. Hey there, how are you? I'm Julie, of course, with Breakthrough Real Estate Agent and Agent to Broker Breakthrough. I help real estate agents develop brokerage businesses and transition from an independent agent into a boutique brokerage. So if you've got aspirations of having your own brokerage someday, or if you just want to get your business on track uh, and moving forward, that's what I'm here for. Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about a couple of different things, right? We are going to start off by talking about and analyzing and determining a business strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? There's always business threats out there. There's always something out there that is going to put your business at risk if you're not careful. Okay. So let's just start unpacking this. Let's just get right into it, right? I'm one to just jump right into something, aren't I? When we start analyzing and determining our business strengths and weaknesses, we really need to take a look in the mirror sometimes because we don't always want to admit, to some weaknesses that we might have. So it's always good if you've got someone that you can console with or counsel with and really get down into the nitty gritty of your weaknesses. Okay. Strengths are probably going to be something you're proud of, so you can absolutely toot your horn on those. And opportunities and threats are always going to be around the corner, and sometimes they come disguised, don't they? All right. I'm trying to think of a story. Um, when we were first starting our business, we started out knowing that our strengths were that we were going to purchase homes and refurbish them and then create our own inventory, really. That was our strength. Our weaknesses were, you know, we were, we really weren't in. Our head wasn't really in our business maybe in the beginning because we were really kind of starting just as a side note. And as you know, if you don't know me, you'll know that I never worked for anyone else. We started our corporation, we started our business, and we hired a broker of record until I got the broker license and we could fire them. So we didn't really come into this as agents, I guess I should say. Okay. All right. So, but some of the threats that you might keep your eyes open today for in your business is, of course, the economy. That's a huge threat for our businesses today. And I really want you thinking about what could possibly happen in the future and prepare for the worst, right? It's never, it's never a bad idea to prepare for the worst. And some of the things that are going to threaten your business are mortgage interest rates. If they go up, you know, that could really put a damper on your business. So when you're analyzing these situations, you're going to want to find ways to diversify your income. All right. So that's really my niche. I will, focus every year. I will refocus my business and see which directions the markets are taking and pivot. Because if you don't pivot your business when it's necessary, you're going to be one of them 80 percenters. Okay. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is crafting your firm's corporate strategy from a top down perspective. Let's just imagine what you want your business to look like. Okay. Some of you may say, I don't want to have to prospect as hard. I want to be able to have more family time. How can I leverage myself right? If you're just a one-man show, how can you leverage yourself so that you can afford to have more family time, right? Um, so these are strategies that you want to take into consideration when you lay out the funnel to your business. Okay. We're working with agents now that we're setting up their marketing so that they attract business. They no longer have to worry about when the next buyer is going to step up and want to work with them because they attract buyer business. All right. That gives them the ability to cultivate more seller relationships. Okay. So those are some things that you want to put into place right now as far as how your corporation is going to be structured as an umbrella and what streams of income can put you in a position where you're cash flowing even in a negative market. Right now, I call it a frozen market, you know, and eventually it will be a positive market or a negative market. We'll see, right? So it can go any direction, okay? But when you've got your decisions made from the top down, where we're going to put our resources, how we're going to reach an audience that is beyond our sphere of influence, right? Because if you're making the transition from an independent agent into a boutique brokerage, you really have to think bigger. You have to think outside of yourself, right? I know that it's tempting to put designated broker on your new yard sign with your logo, but really, is that in the best interest of your brand? Think in terms of if you have agents coming on board, you're going to need a corporate sign, not a personal agent sign for yourself. Okay? Just a little tip. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing, because once you do that, the next thing is to put all of your resources to achieve that one strategy. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is when Facebook hit the scene, I've been around longer than Facebook in this business. So when Facebook first hit the scene, uh, we had never seen anything like it before, have we? Right? Everybody's faces were all of a sudden glued to a telephone, right? You know, and the world was changing. The world was changing. Prior to that, I had other investments. We probably all start out buying leads from Zillow, Realtor.com, especially back in the day before Facebook. That was literally how brokerages got, the leads to feed their agents. Um, but when Facebook came on the scene, and I could clearly see how that was going to go down, right? How that was going to work. After I sold, like, I started advertising a piece of property one time on Facebook when it first hit, and I opened my account. Man, that one was so smooth, right? And it was so little to get that sold off of Facebook. And they told me, I saw this on Facebook. So I knew that that's what had sold it. I was close. Okay. Um, Once that happened, let's talk about driving your firm's resources to achieve your strategy. That's what I did. I started systematically looking at lead generation sources like Zillow and Realtor.com. One we did for a long time was FLHUD.com, FloridaHUD.com. It was like a premise to looking up foreclosures. We closed a lot of business off that, for a lot of years until Facebook hit the market, you know. Then we started analyzing all of those other lead generation activities and we started one by one eliminating them, right? It's Let me tell you what, when you fire Zillow, that is a great feeling. You know what I mean? Especially when you start looking at the crap that you've been getting from them, and you figure out I can do what they're doing. You have an IDX website, you can do exactly what Zillow is doing, right? You know what I mean? You can craft an ad that does exactly what Zillow does. All right. And you can drive your own traffic to your own website. That's when you start to learn to market yourself instead of buying leads from sources like that, right? When you start marketing yourself and creating a brand and brand awareness around your business, you'll begin attracting your avatar. And that's and that is, that's the beautiful thing, right? That is the beautiful thing. Okay. So when we did that, we started pouring all of our resources into Facebook. When we were building our business and we had agents to feed, this was, it was not unusual for us to dump $1,000 a month into Zillow. Now, I see agents out there who post and ask about spending $4,500 a month on Zillow, and you must have some really those have got to be in metropolitan markets to begin with. And you have no idea how much you can do with that on Facebook, really. All right. So to each his own, to each his own. There are 101 ways to market your business on any platform, social media platform, websites, the internet. All marketing works. You have to test it, test it, test it. See what works in your market, because I guarantee what works in somebody else's market may not work in your market. Okay, so you've got to really cut through the hype on some of these systems and really drill down to what it's going to do for you, and then figure out if you can duplicate it yourself. Because I can guarantee you can do it just as easy with a few other tools, maybe, and probably a lot cheaper. Okay. Like some of the things that we use are, well, that's a different topic for a different story, right? Let me keep going down my path here, establishing the objectives and the action plans across different functional areas of your business, right? Now, you know, when you decide what your funnel is going to be for your business, and your funnel is a step-by-step process that the consumer is going to take to do business with you, okay? You're going to cast a wide net, right? With your advertising. They're going to first get on your radar and your business page. Then they're going to hopefully land on your website. Then they're going to register in your CRM. Then you're going to nurture them in your groups and your social media and your email list. And then you're going to call upon them frequently, right? Because the journey is long for someone to build a house or to buy a house. The journey is long. So if you're just, you know, out there trying to make it a hot lead, and if it's not a hot lead, then you ain't got time with them, you're going to constantly be chasing your tail. Okay. So you've got to have your systems in place all across the board and your action plans. What's going to happen step by step, and how are you going to keep these people in your world for years to come? Okay. That's what you want to get your business to. Okay. All right. So these are some things to think about. And I know a lot of them can be overwhelming. You think you're doing things right. You think, because you spent some money and you dropped some postcards maybe, or maybe you put out a Facebook ad and you never got any results from it. You keep testing these little projects, these marketing projects, and you're not getting anywhere because you're not building anything sustainable, especially something that's going to transition you, right, away from, you know, depending on somebody else, right? We all start out depending on someone else to get us up and running. And as soon as that fizzles away or that reality sets in, that's when you start to panic and think, okay, I got to figure this out by myself, right? If you've never launched big a marketing campaign before, that's a daunting task. Where do you start? What do you do? You know, those are the things you want to think through. And if you don't, if that's not your forte, then find someone whose it is. All right? Okay? So there you have it. I am always available if you need help. You can absolutely always post your comments in this group and you'll get an answer from me, won't you? But just in case you don't know, I have a one-on-one coaching program, and I will promise you that I am the most accessible coach you'll ever have in this business. I promise you. Um, Go ahead and check out my membership. If you feel like you need some one-on-one to connect, I don't have a contract. It's month to month. You can jump in, for as long as you feel like you need help, and you're not obligated. But it's month to month and your price is locked in. It'll never go up. You get a digital course platform from me and you get a 52-week coaching package where you'll schedule one-on-one meetings with me and we'll work hand in hand, right? I've taken absolutely everything from every coaching program I have ever invested in my entire career and did the best out of the best and put together something I feel like will really and truly benefit someone who is serious about their business. Okay. Serious about leveling up and serious about getting their own brokerage business, their own brand up and running and profitable. Okay. You can absolutely make the leap and the jump and do all the mechanics of setting up a business, but if you aren't profitable, if you don't know how to be profitable, if you don't know how to launch a campaign in a big way to get a jump start to make yourself profitable, that's where I come in because your broker has not ever taught you how to do that, did they? No, I guarantee you. Okay? All right. So here you have it. You can jump on this link if you want to check out what I offer. Okay? Like I said, my door is always open. I don't close cart, you know, I don't close cart, but you get started whenever you're ready. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you next Friday. Bye bye.